All right, I think I am ready to go. Hello, 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 and welcome to Trading Made Easy right here on YouTube. I'm glad that you're here. This is going to be a quick video, but I did want to share with you how I use the Triple Arrow system. The Triple Arrow system. Go back through my other videos. I go through tutorials on what the system does and the features of the system. What I can tell you is it is a very, very powerful trading system, and I absolutely love it. It has made a huge difference in my trading experience. And so I want to show you how I use the system to maximize my profits. So before I get ready to do that, I want you to subscribe to Trading Made Easy right here on YouTube so that you can stay abreast of the upcoming tutorials that I'll be showing you. There's a lot, even though this system is all inclusive and it really does all the heavy lifting for you, you do want to be able to maximize it because it gives you so much information that you would ordinarily have to be able to identify on your own based on the education that you acquire. So it's very, very powerful, and I'll be coming on to share with you some various market structure principles and how to identify certain things and different things like that. So anyway, subscribe to the channel so that you can get the value that's coming. Also, I'm going to leave a link for my private Facebook group. It's called Trading Made Easy on Facebook. I want you to access that link so that you can get permission to enter into that room. Great resource. Resources are there. Educational videos are there. Tutorials, live videos are there. I do private coaching as well. So you'll get a lot out of the group also. So access that link and you can get the information for the group. So what I'm going to do is I am going to shrink me. I'm going to shrink me, and then I'm going to show you really brief how I maximize the triple L's. Wouldn't that be great? And you can definitely do it too. Now, here's one thing that I would absolutely say. I would absolutely say if you are interested in trading, if you are already trading, if you're just starting to trade, you absolutely need to have this system because, like I said, it's doing all the heavy work for you. It's analyzing the market for you. If you can learn just some key things to do, 1, 2, 3 type steps, you will be able to profit consistently in the market. I'm telling you, if you follow those rules, I'm telling you, you will. So I'm going to leave a link in there so that you can get this system as well. And I like to just lay everything out on the table, like we're not playing games here. This is for people who are serious about making money in the markets, people that are serious about learning how to maximize the system, people that are serious about learning how to trade. This system is a must-have in your trading plan. You're really doing yourself a disservice if you don't have the system as part of your trading plan. You really are. So for those of you that want the system, the link is in the description as well. This system is a one-time fee. It's not free. What you're looking at right now is not free. This is a customized trading system, and it'll only cost $323, guys. So if anyone knows anything about Forex education, is very expensive. Forex education is very expensive in the tunes of thousands upon thousands of dollars. And it's not out of the norm to have monthly fees associated with that one-time fee. So to get this system and the value that it provides for just $323 is an absolute steal. It's an absolute steal. And if that is a problem for you, then this just may not be the industry for you because you can lose that in $323 in minutes. You know what I mean? And you can certainly make $323 in minutes. So, it's just what it is. Here's the caveat as well. There's no monthly commitment, meaning no monthly fees. This is one time, and you can add that to 2 computers, whether that's 2 laptops, 2 desktops, a laptop, a desktop. It is on the MetaTrader 4 platform that this will be applied to. It cannot be applied to a cell phone, nor can it be applied to an iPad. So those are just some questions that I get a lot. And so I want to cover that. So yeah, click the link so that you can get access to the trading system and get going. And those of you that have the trading system through my link, then you'll also get one-on-one coaching at absolutely no cost. You get one-on-one coaching with me until you can do this with your eyes closed. So I think that that's a great, great value for those that want to really go ahead on and dig deep and get into this. So let's go, let's go, let's go. All righty. So triple arrow system. This is how you maximize. This is how you maximize. First and foremost, let's move over. Let's move over. Let's start over here. All right. So you come to the market, right? You come to your chart and you see the big arrow, right? This white one right here is the big arrow. Now, the big arrow tells you to watch the pair, okay? It does not mean get in. It just says watch the pair. And before I even do that, let me just kind of back up. I'm jumping all the way in the middle. I always start at my higher time frame, no matter what. I always start at my higher time frame. Come on back up. Because I want to know what the overall direction of the market is. The higher time frame gives you the overall direction of the market. That's very, very important to know. With this arrow system, you're following the arrow. So you're either going to be, trading with the trend, or you're going to be trading a pullback. Because the arrows, if you're following the arrow, that's because the arrow is specific to each time frame. So on the higher time frame, which is the monthly, the trend is a bearish trend, right? Here's your most recent big arrow right here, most recent big arrow to relative to the most current price, right? So if you look back, look left, there's no big arrow until you get right here. So this tells us that the market is trending bearish, is a downtrend, okay? It's a downtrend. And when you drop down to your lower time frames, you may be in a bullish trend. The beauty of this system is that if you follow the arrows, you are able to capitalize on the trend as well as the pullback. Now, here's what you want to be very, very cautious about. If you're trading against the trend, like for instance, this is a downtrend. Let's say you drop down to the hour chart. Let's say you drop down to the hour chart. Let's see what's the trend on the hour. It's a downtrend. That's great. I love to see that, right? But I want to find you one where it's not. Let's see on the daily. It's an uptrend on the daily, right? Remember, the overall is a monthly highest time frame and it's a downtrend. Well, on the daily is an uptrend, but you still can capitalize on that. But you want to make sure if you're trading against the overall trend, you want to be cautious in that you don't want to, you want to have a specific amount of pips that you're trying to go for, maybe 30 to 60 pips, because the run is not as long if you're trading against the trend. Now, if you're trading arrow to arrow, which is what I'm going to show you here in a minute, then honestly, it doesn't matter because you're going to get in when you have your triple arrows. You're going to get out when you have the big arrow going in the opposite direction. But for your situational awareness, if you're trading against the trend, you want to just be aware that the run will not likely be a long run, right? It may be just 60 pips. It may just be 70 pips. Whereas if you're trading with the trend, you may have 100 pip move or 130 pip move, and so on and so forth. So just understand that. Now, if you are not trading arrow to arrow and you're trading against the trend, then you want to make sure that you don't stay in the market long. You want to just kind of grab maybe 30 pips and then close it out. Okay, so I wanted to just make sure that you understood that. So I always start at the higher time frame so that I know how I'm gonna position myself and what I can expect. So we know this particular pair, the Euro GBP, is overall in a downtrend. And we drop down to the weekly. The weekly is right here. It's in an uptrend, right? It's still in a downtrend until you get the two smaller arrows going in the same direction. At that point is when the trend is in motion, and you're in that trend at that point, in the downtrend at that point. Well, or uptrend in this case. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here. And then when you drop down to your daily, you are in an uptrend on the daily, right? So we still working with two counter trends right here, the weekly and the daily. These are pullbacks. Why are they pullbacks? Because the monthly overall is a downtrend. Okay, and then when you go to your 4 hour, you go to your 4 hour. Let's go here. Come on, move. Why is this in the way? Okay, please forgive me. I had to check to see if I was actually recording. Hold on, let me make sure. Okay, I am recording. I don't see my light though. All right. Well, if you see it on YouTube, that means I was doing it right. Okay, so we're on the 4 hour. What's the 4 hour telling us? Stop coming down. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so the 4 hours telling us is on a downtrend, right? It's getting ready to go down. It's still technically in an uptrend because why? We don't have our triple arrow here yet. But what that big arrow tells us is that this bullish run is about to be over, right? It's changing directions. So that was the 4 hour, and then the 1 hour. And I'm gonna stop at the 1 hour, and then we're gonna get into how I use this system. The 1 hour is a downtrend, right? The 1 hour is a downtrend. So your 1 hour and 4 hour is moving with the overall trend, and your daily and weekly is in a pullback. So here's how I maximize this system. Now, when I have my triple arrow, and I just like over here with it, right? So if I have my triple arrow, that's when I get in, right? Now, I have other confirmations as well. You do see these moving averages here. This is the 5 and 13 EMA that I have on here. And also, I have the MACD here as well. But what I do, this is what I do. I encourage you all to have whatever confirmations that you're using, you want to have that. Keep in mind, as traders, we are like investigators, right? So what we're doing as an investigator, you're collecting data. You want to collect enough strong data to support the decision and or the position that you're about to take. You always want to keep that in mind when you're trading. So whatever confirmations that you're using, make sure that you use those and you stay true to those, right? Okay, so what I do is I always drop two positions right off the bat. I drop one, which is my runner, and that runner basically runs from big arrow to big arrow. So when I enter into the position at my triple arrow, I will not have a take profit on position number one. That's my runner. I'm going to get out of that position when I get the opposite big arrow. That's very important. So you want to, this is what I do. I have a runner. My second position, I have a specific amount of pips that I want to acquire per day. So that second position will have a take profit. The second position will have a take profit. I also use the Fibonacci as well to help me with my retracement and where I can take my profit and that kind of thing. So that's how I use the system. Now, without the Fibonacci, let me just show you how I do that on a daily basis. So do I have my separators? Yep, I have my separators. Now, each one of these separators here is a trading day. Each one is a trading day, okay? So I would have gotten into the position right around in here, okay? Just assuming that I was at the charts and I saw it at this point, I would have gotten in at that point, right? And I would have taken it up. And I typically do 10 to 15 pips, sometimes 20, but basically 10 to 15 pips. My goal each day is to not be in the market long. I already have a runner that's accumulating profits for me until the opposite big arrow appears. So I'm good either way it go, I'm making money, right? My second position is my intraday position. Like I like to get in, get my pips for the day, be done. I want to be in and I want to be out. So what I do is I typically go for 10 to 15 pips, and I typically have a larger lot size. Now let me back up as far as the lot size. On my runner has a small lot size. My runner has a smaller lot size. My intraday trade or position 2 has a larger lot size, but I'm not in the market long. I'm only getting a short amount of pips. So you make that adjustment based on your account size and what you are as a what type of trader you are. So you have to know what that is so that you can position yourself and maximize the system to the best of your ability. But even if you don't know what type of trader you are, there are different ways that you can use the system, and you're still going to be in a position where you'll profit more consistently over if you didn't have the system, if that makes sense. Okay, so get in. I would have taken this up. This here would have given me 40 pips. Bam. And I would not have even gone to 40 pips. I already know that from my day to day. I would not have gone 15 pips max because why? I'm using a larger lot size for my account balance. And I typically would do maybe $5 to $8 to $12 to $10, something like that. It just depends. So my goal though, and here's what you want to identify for yourself. What's your daily goal? My daily goal can be $100, $200, $300 a day. And you want to base your lot size and the amount of pips, make sure that the lot size and the amount of pips is going to give you that goal, that daily goal, right? Okay, so that's day one. Now, remember, the runner is still running. I'm not even concerned about that at this point. I'm only concentrating on my daily positions. So the next day, I'm back at the charts, right? Now, the line, anything over this line is the next day. So I'm back at the chart. And remember, we're going in an uptrend here. Remember, this is bullish. So I'm looking only for buys. Now, some people trade the pullbacks. You could do that, but I don't trade against the trend because when you trade with the trend, it gives you the highest probable winning trade. Like I said, you can trade against the trend. If you know what you're doing, perfectly okay. Just understand that your highest percentage of winning is when you trade with the trend. Okay, so here's what I do. So we're in a bullish market. Now, when you're buying, what you want to do, think of yourself as a consumer. When you're going into a store, you want to make a purchase. You want to buy the product at the lowest price, right? So we want to buy low. We want to buy when price is low and ride it up. So what I'm going to do is, now this is how I use my small arrows. This is how I use my small arrows. Okay, so I'm coming to the market around in this time frame. I'm gonna look left to see where are we? Where's price? What did price do previous? So I'm only looking for the arrows. I'm only looking for the arrows. So I see when I look left, the last arrows are my two small arrows. Now I don't see these arrows yet, right? I don't see these arrows yet. So my last two arrows are my small arrows here. So that's telling me that market price is still going down, right? Price is still going down. Now, what I'm going to do is when I see the two small bullish arrows right here, when I get this first one here, then I'm going to get in and put in a position to ride it up because I know now this downward move that was signified by these small arrows here has exhausted itself. It's running its course. Okay, so you can either do it on the first small arrow or the second small arrow. If you wait for both, it's a stronger confirmation. So I would advise that. Okay, you wait for both, it's a stronger confirmation. but you can do it on the on just one. Now, when you are accustomed to market structure and things like that, you might not have to wait. You know what you're looking for. But safe trading, wait for the two, right? Now, what happens? Look at this. The crossover on the EMA also took place at the two arrows. So that's another confirmation that what price is about to go up. So right around in here, I probably would have got in on the one, but right around in here, you would have go ahead and take your trade, right? So remember, I am just going for a certain amount of pips each day. And like I said, no more than 20. I mean, 15 for me. So that's 22, right? Right. If I just this one candle, 22 pips, bam, I'm done, right? I drop, say, $12 on that. $12. So we have 12. I don't know if you can see my calculator, but I have my calculator up. So that's $12 times what? 15 pips. 15 pips times, my calculator acting out. So I have 15 pips, right? Times what? $12. That's my lot size. So for that day, I would have made $180. So I'm done for the day, right? And we're going to do the same thing when you see your arrows. Now, with this system also, or not so much the system, but understanding market structure is key to everything. And it just helps you to maximize the system even the more. Because when you understand market structure, then you understand levels. What level is price at when you're looking at your chart. So we have from this point here, this upward move right there, that's level 1. Then it pulled back, and then it went back up, right, to level 2. Level 2. Right around here is a slight pullback, slight, but you're in level 2. And level 2, when you get to level 2 in the market, and this applies to any pair, you pretty much in full momentum. That doesn't mean you can't have a big pullback and all of that, but you're in momentum. So here's what I show individuals, simple, easy methods, right? Is with your moving averages, what you want to do is you made your money this day. The next day you don't have any arrows, right? You don't have any arrows, but you still want to make your money. Well, you can use your moving averages. You know you're in a bullish momentum, you're in a bullish trend, so you're only looking for price to be above the yellow line here, this yellow moving average. Only looking for it to be above your 5. Is this my 5? Yep, this is my 5. If it's above the 5 and it closes, keep that in mind, above the 5, you're still in a bullish run. And what you can do is when you get a pullback, like right around in here, this is where I would have gotten in if I was only using my AMA. But I do use my Fibonacci. That's a different training. I don't really want to get into that. But right around in here is where I would have dropped the position. I would have dropped the position there, and then I just would have ran it up to my, obviously I would have made it right there, right? I just would have ran it up to my desired pip count, and I would have made my money that day as well. Now, here's what I want you to understand. If you're trading this way, you're not going to have your arrows every day. Then, or you're going to have consolidation. And I don't recommend you trade consolidation. So there may be a day or two that you don't make money on position number 2. But remember, you have your running position going until the opposite big arrow appears. So either way it goes, you're still profiting. You're still profiting. So what I'm showing you on position 2 is how you compound, And, you can even do 2 sets. So you can have in my case, I'm gonna do 15 pips, right? So I'm getting right here for 15 pips. Then when it pulls back again, I'll wait as it go up some more. When it pulls back, then what? I'll drop another one, 15 pips. So that's in one day. So you can easily compound your account. And this is very conservative. This is, based on your account size and all of that stuff. So as you build your account, the numbers get bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay. Consolidation. So I wouldn't have done anything that day, but am I upset? No, I've already would have made, $400 to $500 in those 2 days, not including my running position. That's constantly, that's still profiting for me. So I'm not worried. Not worried about that, right? Same thing applies. So now we on this day here. Okay, so we still have some consolidation here. We got an arrow here, right? So right around in here, with the fib, I probably would have gotten in down here, but even if you would have gotten in just following the arrow right here, not a problem. Okay, so I'm doing my 15 pips. Yep, I would have got my 15 pips right around in there. So I would have made my, $200, $300 that day. And the same thing applies. So now this is pulling back right here, right? So we're going to wait, because when it pulls back in a bullish run, it's lowering the price. It's giving you an opportunity to get in at a discount. It gives you an opportunity to get in at a discount. So when you see the pullbacks, that's great. It's great when you see the pullbacks, because it's giving you an opportunity to get back in at a discount. So with the fib, of course, I probably would have caught it here, but even if you would have caught it right on this area right here, you're still fine. Let's just say I did that. So I would have got my 15 pips right around here. So right at this arrow is when I would have gotten my 15 pips. And then, so I made my money that day, right? Another, let's just say $200. Then what are we doing? We got our downward arrow here, and that's pulling back. And we also have our bullish little arrow here. So I would have gotten in right there. See, just following the arrows. If you don't do anything else, I'm not really talking about the moving averages that much either. And I'm definitely not talking about any other indicator. So just the arrow system alone. So obviously I would have made my money here as well, 15 pips. So I would have get another $200, $300, and then voila, right here. Right here, what do we have? The opposite big arrow. So let's say, because I really wasn't keeping track, but I would have easily made an easy $900 on each day, because I average between $200 and $300 on each day. So we're looking at how many days did this run? How many days did this run here? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. So for 7 days, and 5 out of the 7 days, I average, let's do an average of $250. 5 times 5, because we had consolidation, and then I just threw out a day. Just maybe you were busy, you couldn't trade that day, I don't know. So let's do an average. It's 250, 5 days, right? So that's $1,250 that you've made in addition to the runner. Guys, this is powerful. This is how you maximize this system here. So we got in at the triple arrow, take that up to the opposite big arrow. That's 240 pips, guys. 240 pips. So we got 1250 on our intraday trade, and then 240 pips. And let's just say your lot size on that, let's say you have a $1,000 account. Let's go down some. Let's just say you have a $200 account. So honestly, you shouldn't be trading any more than 10 cents, honestly. So 250 times a 10-cent lot, that's $24. Hey, don't be mad at that. Don't be mad at that, because guess what? That's how you grow your account. That's how now, and all right. Those numbers are off, because if you're trading 10 cents on your runner, you definitely ain't trading $10 on your intraday. I was kind of basing that on what I do. So let's just go with what I do, 250. And so my lot size on my runner is $2.75. And that I'm very conservative on my runner. right? So that's $437.50 plus $1,250 on my day-to-day trade, right? So for that week, I made $1,687 that week. You do know that's more than what the middle class income is per week. That's how powerful this is, guys. And all it takes is practice. You don't have to rush it. Just practice. Just practice. This system does the work for you. If we didn't use any indicators other than our EMA, I really didn't talk much about the EMA. I really focused on the arrows. And if you do that, you can certainly make money. So what I recommend is that you don't over leverage, because this will blow up in your face if you're over leveraged. So you don't want to do that. It's best to be extra conservative, because keep in mind, you're growing your account. You're building your account. The big numbers are going to come. You know, listen, I'm not trading more than the standard. I'm not trading more. I'm very conservative, right? Because the big lots will come as my account grows. I'm looking forward to being able to trade a $50 lot size or a $100 lot size. And I know that if I am conservative, now I'll get to that point without running the risk of blowing my account and then having to start all over. I've done that, guys. I've done that. But since I've been using this system, I have profited far more consistently. As a matter of fact, I've only lost 3 trades. 3. That's it. And I've used this system for well over 100 trades thus far at the time that you all are watching this, right? And the 3 that I lost, let me point out, I closed out. And the reason being is because I over leveraged my account. So I had to stop the bleeding, because at the end of the day, you want to live to trade another day. So I just had to stop the bleeding, and I closed out in a loss. I closed out in a loss. So I swear by this system. I swear by it. I swear by it. And prior to this system, I was up and down in profit, up and down in profit. I was blowing accounts, right? Blowing them. And that was primarily, of course, I was new. But then as I was getting along, I still was blowing them. I wasn't blowing them as often. And my dollar amounts were decreasing as far as how much I was losing. But the fact is, I was up and down in the market. So since I've been using this system, I've been profiting. So I'm happy that Uncle P brought this to the Forex industry, brought this to your home. And I certainly recommend that you take advantage of it. So all the links that you're going to need is going to be in the description. So please use that. And hopefully I'll see you on the other side of it. So happy to work with you. Bye-bye.